Hi, good evening, everyone. This is a mix of a lot of things. I am first time live streaming on Facebook, so I'm also trying to understand what is happening, so making some settings and stuff. So let me see where I am at this point. Yeah. Okay, so I am on my page, right? Not on my personal profile, so that's great. Okay, cool. So this is just a short intro and a meetup, and like something that I think it was long pending, and for us to get doing this together. Well, yeah. So I am Divya Madhur, and for everybody who's been following me, who's ever seen me in different ways from posts or anything, this is just a quick introduction. So I am, a creative a best life coach. I am a spiritual healer, and I'm also now a TEDx speaker and a mental and emotional health advocate. Now, in all of this work, my primary role is to enable people to love themselves, accept themselves, and then be able to create their life from love. And that's exactly the best life that they would unfold. Life created from love is the best life that can be unfolded. And this is precisely what I do as my work in different forms and shapes and ways that I do it. It is through personal one-on-one healing sessions. It is through group coaching sessions. It is individual group coaching sessions. It is also through and coaching programs for that matter. And it's also through memberships in terms of healing memberships or transformation memberships, wherein people meet a few times every day in a month, online, of course, and work towards whatever is blocking them from achieving their dream life or being the best at what they do and any kind of things. Sometimes you may feel that you constantly trying something, but the hurdles are so many that you're not able to proceed forward. And that's when we do the work in terms of transformation, overcoming limiting beliefs and stuff like that, and then eventually become this version who's ready to attract that into our lives. So this is precisely what I do as an individual and what I do as a coach. And why am I here and how am I here, or why do I even do this? It's precisely because about a few years back, I was at a crossroads in my life wherein I had, deteriorated in every way of my life, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, in relationships, and all of that. And it was stored stuff from years and years and years, and I had not processed my emotions. I had never come in contact with my emotions. I would just let them be suppressed. And like, okay, if I'm feeling this, it's okay. The feeling will go away. Time is the best healer, and all of that kind of things that we tell ourselves on a day-to-day basis. But eventually, this all turned out to be something that I obviously wasn't aware about, and eventually, it all kind of led me to be storing all this information, all these feelings which are not processed, all these belief systems which are very limiting. So, say something like that I felt I wasn't a good person, I was not good enough, I wasn't worthy of good things in life, and hence I had poor health, poor relationships, and poor other, and a lot of lack in the other aspects of my life. And as I kind of entered into this journey of healing and transformation, I started to feel and experience the changes. And when I started to feel and experience these changes, my life started to move and change in the aspects of health, wealth, the career, in terms of my relationships, in terms of my mental health. So all of that, it moved so much that I felt so inspired to kind of, offer what I was gifted by the my coaches and my healers. And um, and that's exactly how this journey started. So I became this person who wanted to help as many people who cross my path and are meant to cross my path, all the souls that are meant to. So, and that's kind of where I am at now. I am a single mom. I'm a mother of a 10-year-old, and I'm also a mother to two dogs. And I kind of derive so much joy in doing everything that I do today. It's just very beautiful, fulfilling my soul purpose, helping people, and taking care of my children. And while not being this person who I was back then, who was very full of limitations, who was full of thinking that okay, I can't do this, I can't do that because of something, something, something. And all of these things came in terms of things that probably I had learned from my family, from my surroundings, from my colleagues, or probably from also people who I may have met in different spheres of life. And it became my mindset. Like, let's look at it this way, like, that mothers are not effective at work. Maybe, these are things that I've come across. Or when women start family, then they don't give enough, or they don't give their 100% to their jobs. Or say something like, like I right now drive a lot of times alone, pretty much across the country. So it was like it was unsafe for women to drive, and stuff like that. So many such limiting things, which as I healed and changed in myself, my life started to become better. My life started to become, really fulfilling. My life started to become so wholesome. And all these experiences put together, I think I today feel very healthy, happy, content. But this was not me 5 years back. 5 years back, I was completely broken, completely shattered in so many ways than one. Now, my conversation here is not about my journey alone. It's just about how my journey has inspired me to help and enable everybody else out there. Because when we are at crossroads, we really don't know where to go, what to do, who to get in touch with, what's the right way to go forward. And we end up, trying to talk to friends, trying to talk to family. And most often in, these situations, they're not very helpful because their knowledge about certain things may just be very limited, or their awareness, or probably just their mindset. Sometimes they're not even open to discussing things about therapy, things about healing, things about coaching. They're just not, and they feel that somebody is really mentally sick in order to get that. But every person, practically every person, we all have unlimited capacity, we all have unlimited capability, we all have unlimited, ability to do so many things in our lives, and achieve so much for ourselves. But we don't, precisely because we have a lot of limiting patterns and in our life which we can overcome. And it is each one of us, anybody who's doing work with healing and coaching or mentoring or any kind of therapy, is only untangling themselves from what's holding them back and actually stepping up for the stars and just achieving every single dream of theirs. And yes, so this is it. And I just wanted to share this interesting thing, which I also spoke about in my TEDx experience. That, when I was this person who was completely broken, who was completely shattered, uh, the thing that I felt I had, what was missing from my life, was love. Now, when I say love, love was not about somebody loving me and me loving somebody. It was so much about me loving myself. And from the point, moving from the point of blaming myself, shaming myself, from feeling guilty, from feeling very obligated to few people in my life, and many other things, maybe not having healthy boundaries, maybe I would just allow people to walk all over me. I used to be a people pleaser. I would just wait for people to say that, oh, you are a good human being. And I'm like, yeah, 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 I'm a good human being. And until somebody said that, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't feel it. I would feel like, okay, there must be something wrong with me. I must be doing something wrong. So they are not talking to me. And then I was so busy pleasing people, so busy meeting their expectations. And I had forgotten who I was at the core level, who I was inside of me, who that little girl who Divya was when she was born and as she was growing up. I just become this person who wanted to make sure that I was doing enough for my parents, for my family, for my friends, and I wanted to fulfill their expectations, but without acknowledging what I wanted for my own self. And in this process, I became sick physically. I had a lot of diseases. I became financially broke. I had very poor relationships, or probably I would should say the relationships that were taking advantage of me in every possible way that there was. And then I had people who would betray me. So again, another way of taking advantage of me. And then I also had a very poor mental health. I was always trying to find fault inside myself. My confidence was low. So in all of this, summary of all of this kind of became in this way that it um, manifested as this a thing which was constantly eating into me, my own body, mind, heart, and soul. I did not realize all of that until I entered the healing journey of my own path. And then a lot of other things started to open up, and I became a better person, a healthier person, a financially better person, a more loving person. So, what happened basically? I moved from these emotions of hatred, of fear, I was very scared back then and all of that stuff. And scared, I was a pretty brave woman all throughout my life, but not scared like I was scared of things. I was scared of hurting people. I was scared of, letting people down and all of that stuff. But the person who I was letting down the most was me. The person who I was hurting the most was me. While I was constantly trying to please other people. So basically, moving from that zone of hatred, of feeling any less or feeling like this bad person, moving into becoming this person that I am today, who fully and completely adores herself, loves herself, and would definitely prioritize herself. Now, when I say this, it may trigger some of you and say that, okay, now that doesn't sound good. I can't prioritize myself. I have family, I have children, I have parents, I have spouses, and stuff like that, and I have friends, and all of that. But the point is, when you love yourself, you're easily able to love everyone else and prioritize them. However, you are your first priority. So, this is the entire journey of transformation, which is called moving into self love. And this entire moving into self love, I'll give you a small context of how it is. When kids are born, I'm sorry for that. When kids are born, um, the children are so full of love. When little babies are born, they are so full of love that everyone they look at, everyone they talk to, everyone they meet, they only want to love them, they only want to be like with them, play with them, love them. So the expression, that each and every expression that they have, apart from those basic needs of eating, your sleeping, and the peeing and pooping stuff, apart from that, those needs, all they have is to offer love and to welcome love. If you see the way they each action is, they will make faces, they will make gestures, and everyone will be like, oh, your baby is so cute, and all of that stuff. If you deeply observe, these actions are all triggered towards the child in terms of um, the cuteness and all of that. And where does that lead? That leads to other people loving that child again and again and again. So they keep engaging in this behavior again and again and again. Now, all of this put together, yeah. So all of this put together, one simple word that resonates for this is love. They are just talking, moving, symbol of love. They are full of love. Now, when they are full of love, when you see them crawling, when you see them, walking, when they start to walk and crawl, they tend to usually come and stand in front of mirrors. And when they stand in front of mirrors, they would love what they are looking at. They are so amazed. They look at their hands like this, they look at like this, and they will look at some gestures, make some gestures, and like, wow, this is a miracle that's moving around here and there. And all of this is kind of going on, in so much beauty and so much awe. They are constantly, they're so absorbed in their own selves, and they're so busy thinking like, this is such a miracle. I can do this, I can do that. I'm so powerful. And that's exactly what self love is. That it's just a recognition of you. It's just a recognition of who you are, without doing anything, without achieving anything. If you're able to love yourself in the moment, that is what true self love is. It's not about that tomorrow when I become this person, I would love myself, or tomorrow when I achieve this is when I would love myself. I love myself today, right now, in this moment. And this is the exact, like, this is the formula for self love, that you're able to accept and love yourself right now, right now. Interestingly, so this is the journey that I've been on, I would say, for a fair amount of 5 years right now. And I think each day when I ask myself what puts me in the good place to bring into my life all the amazing people that I get, all the beautiful relationships that I have, the abundance that I'm right now living in, and the way each and everything is unfolding in my life. Like, I'm fulfilling all my dreams. I'm also, like, inspiring people around to do that. In fact, the likewise, my child now wants to do so many things, and he's doing it, and he's all every day over coming his limitations, and he now has a formula of how he goes about his stuff. So the point is, when we do what's good for us, we eventually inspire people around us, and most importantly, our families, specifically our children, because then they learn how to lead that life. And I think as a parent, I would definitely say, more than any skill out there, the most important skill is to know what's the art of living life in a very peaceful and calm, in a very encouraging and growth oriented way. So that's what it is. Now, all of this brings me to the point, like there is also okay, let's do this. There is this book called Letting Go by David R. Hawkins, and he talks about an emotional scale. David R. Hawkins talks about an emotional scale. Now that emotional scale is basically about uh, give me a moment. I'm just looking for that page exactly so that I can show it to you. That's it. I'm just looking out for that page. So there's something that he calls scale of emotions, and each emotions is has a different range in terms of frequency that runs from 1 to 1,000. Now, what that happens is if we look at a radio has different frequencies, and every channel tunes it at different frequencies. Now, if the channel that you want to tune, you put an if say tunes at 90, and you're trying to put at 80 and say no, my channel should come in, it will not come in. It will only come at 90 because the channel is tuned to come at 90. Likewise, each emotion of ours has a frequency that goes from one, it goes up to 1,000. Now the journey from the lowest to the highest is the journey of self-love, is the journey of overcoming those emotions which are at a lower level of frequency and going up to the higher level of frequency. This is precisely what this journey is all about. So now let's look at what's the lowest one. The lowest one is shame, which is at 20. Okay. And what is the highest one? The highest one is enlightenment, which is 1,000, which is when a person is full of love for themselves and for everyone else, just full of love. Now, giving you a few more examples, like, so let's just some examples right now. We could obviously go back into this and have lots of conversations around it. It's a beautiful topic. And I'll keep coming back and doing this for you guys. Yeah. All right. So then guilt. So shame stands at 20, guilt stands at 30, apathy stands at 50, grief stands at 75, fear stands at 100. And most often, where are we living in? We are living in fear of this going wrong, that going wrong, stuff like that. Then anger is at 150. So many of us have been dealing with anger, which should not release. It's been in our body. We're angry with so many people from our past. Pride is 175. Courage is 200. This is the break point. From here onwards, everything gets better. Right? Now, neutrality. See, from courage. The courage is the first step to moving into our next frequency. Neutrality is 250. Willingness is 350. Reason is 400. Love is 500. And joy is 540. Peace is 600. So you're seeing how the emotions are going up from shame, guilt, apathy, grief. So shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, and peace, and then further enlightenment. So the amazing point is that everything is beyond that scale, right? So here I am, I'm offering the space, guys, open for you, literally to move back into love, to return to love, because you woke on from love, you are love, and the only journey in this life is to come back to love. And everything else is a gift from it. Everything else is a gift from it. So, yes, this is an invitation. I'm starting a membership. I have started a membership from this month, named Return to Love. And that membership is all about enabling you to return to love every single day. A very safe space, a very, very non judgmental space, all for you in every single way that you can expect support is available there. It's a safe place, it's a loving place, it's non judgmental, and all your limitations and everything is completely welcome, because when we welcome that, we can easily send it off. You can easily let it go. So, and a very growth oriented place, definitely, yes. And the amazing point is, have you heard of this thing that, when it's a single stick and you try to break it, it'll break. But when it's a collection of sticks, the power of being together. And if you try to break this, it wouldn't break. You know why? Because there is a group that's come together. So which means that if you are standing true to love and you're trying to stand alone, it may be tougher. But when you're standing with a group or a collective energy, it is an amazing process. It is beautiful. And that standing together enables you to go on, carry on, and even be more committed to this process of returning to love. And that's what it is. All the journey all about it is this. And it's very beautiful. Sometimes we just feel we don't need it, we don't. But I'll really be honest with you. I have been this person who always thought that none of this makes sense. I don't understand this, and what will the therapist or what will the healer do that I can't do for myself? But trust me, there has been so much more. I mean, I didn't know a thing, I would say, until I met my healers and I started to realize that I have not been taking or making my best capacity stand out or come out in any way. So, completely inviting you to be a part of the membership, and I'm posting the link of the membership in the comments. And this is an invitation for you to be here, to be your best self, to create your best life, and to be this person who was born to love, who is loved, and who's returning to love. So I will look forward to seeing you guys, and I'll keep appearing here, and I'll keep sharing so many things with you. All right, so this is it for today, and I'm super excited to see you, meeting you in the membership. And if there are any questions, any thoughts, anything you would like to share, please feel free to share. You're most welcome. Thank you so much.